If you're a fan of the Dishonored games, I don't think you should watch this video. Uh, Dishonored was a game that I've had my eye on for a very long time. Back when I played on PlayStation, it was actually one of the games that I had circled for getting the Platinum Trophy for. The trophy list didn't seem too bad. It really wasn't rated that high on PSN profiles, so I figured, I'd be able to do, the deed. I'd be able to get the Platinum Trophy. Well, I played the first mission and I don't remember what happened, but I decided to not continue on with the game, and so it's always been in the back of my mind to play Dishonored. Well, as you all know, I now have an Xbox going through all the games I haven't been able to play before, and Dishonored is on Game Pass. So I figured, perfect, I'll weave this in between the Gears of War games. Yes, that's when I started this series, back when we were still playing Gears of War, and I do not like this game. It is so slow. Now, before we get into it, let me just say, the story, great. I actually really liked the story. The story was super interesting. I just really liked, the betrayal aspect, and you think you're making friends along the way, and you think you have some people that are going to help you kind of avenge your loss, but they end up turning on you. I don't know. That story arc is really interesting to me, and I felt like it was really well done. So let me say that first and foremost. One of the better story modes, I guess, or just stories in general, that I've played, within the past, 2 years or so. That is more or less all of the good things I have to say about Dishonored. I know if you like this game, you're going to hate this video, and you might hate me, but I have played stealth games in the past. Stealth games being Assassin's Creed, which, let's be honest, that's not a real stealth game. There are definitely stealth aspects to the game, but it's not a stealth game. I would 100% classify Dishonored as a stealth game. Now, don't get me wrong, you can play this game loud and proud. That's the only way that I was able to actually finish it. But it is definitely a game that's supposed to be played stealthily. There is an achievement for finishing with, basically being loud the whole time, and of course that's the achievement I got. But I was not going to go back and replay this and do it with basically just full stealth. Another aspect of the game that just was not really my jam is the art style. I thought it was cool at first, but I was kind of over it after the first few missions. Again, that's just another personal preference. That's nothing that really impacted the game. The main thing I didn't like was the gameplay. As I previously stated, stealth games just aren't for me, and that's fine. I didn't realize how much of a stealth game this was. I really didn't know anything about Dishonored. I don't think I know anybody who's played Dishonored. My buddy Blake was really interested to see how I would like the game. So Blake, when this video comes out, this is your answer. I didn't like the game. It took me forever to finish just because it's so slow. And that's not always a bad thing, but for me, I did not enjoy how slow the game was. At first, I thought it was kind of cool and gimmicky, but by the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th mission, I was just kind of done and wanted to run through the rest of the game just to get it finished with. One thing I did like was some of the puzzles. I thought it was interesting that there's a lot of ways to actually finish the levels. I really like that. I like the fact that it's not just go here, kill this person, do this, do that, do this. You can do whatever you want. You can go in loud and proud like I did. You can also be super stealthy. I think there's more than 2 or 3 or 4 different ways to complete each level, which I think is super unique and adds a lot of replayability. And if I liked the game, I could see myself really getting into the different ways to complete the missions. It just wasn't my cup of tea. The main thing I didn't like, and I've already mentioned this twice, but the stealth. The stealth felt like, even though I was behind cover, and let's just be clear, I'm not playing on a hard difficulty. I think I'm playing on easy because I knew that stealth games are not my forte, so I figured I might as well just play on easy just to get the experience of the game. And it was rough, man. I mean, there were times where I definitely thought that I was in cover, and then suddenly there's 7 or 8 guards coming after me. So the stealth aspect was just something I just couldn't get behind, and I never found my footing. Another thing that I don't think I put literally any time into is the upgrade system, like with the runes and the bone charms. After the first 3 missions, I think, I stopped, or maybe it was just the first 2 missions, I stopped looking for them. Honestly, by the time I was 6, 7, 8, and 9, I forgot I even had the heart that I could like look for stuff. I'm sure if I would have looked for the runes, that might have made my experience a little easier, or at least more in line with how the gameplay is supposed to be. But I was so over this game at that point that I didn't care. I just wanted to finish the game so I could move on to something else. With all that being said, I don't think I'm gonna get into Dishonored 2 or Dishonored 3. I just don't see myself having a fun time with that. There were many times during this game where I just wanted to stop playing, but I felt like I was already so far into it that I had to keep going because I was invested in the story up until this point. And with my little ramble over, I want to know your opinions on the game. Do you like Dishonored? Do you dislike Dishonored? Have you ever played Dishonored? I'd really like to know. Maybe there's something that I didn't do that would have made the game more enjoyable for myself. Or maybe just because I don't like this style of gameplay, maybe it's just not for me, and that's totally fine. That's the beauty of video games. So I'm happy that I completed the game and that I didn't delete it, but I definitely don't think I'll be revisiting this series. But thank you guys so much. I truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to catch a stream, it's just twitch.tv/KelsTV. I'm currently streaming Starfield. I assume I'll still be streaming that by the time that this video comes out. But yeah, thank you so much for all the support on the channel. We are still chugging towards 400 subs. I appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, I can't wait to come out with the next Halo video. I know at the end of last week's video, I said ODST was next. But spoiler alert, if you've made it to this point in the video, ODST will be next. So thank you guys so much. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.